State television company Western Armenia represent the most important news for today. Good day. Today's broadcast. There are two Armenian states, Guillermo, Karamanyan. Ancestral heritage, Laurence Ero. Eastern Armenian complaints against Baku in international courts. Conference entitled Armenian and the AU after the depopulation of Artsakh at the Free University of Brussels. Armenian identity. Islamized Armenians. Krkzhani St. Amenaprkich Saviour is the targets of Baku propaganda. There are two Armenian states, the current and valid, recognized by the international law. With this article, I first informed the Armenian readers that Ms. Litia Margosyan, the President of the Republic of Western Armenia, has recently appointed me as the Ambassador of the Republic of Western Armenia to the Republic of Argentina. This is a great honor for me and my family. This appointment is historical because I am the first ambassador of our beloved state. I feel due to oblige the entire international community to respect our state and our history. Following the recent public announcements made in Yerevan and received by the world's press who seek to deny the territorial sovereignty of Armenia beyond the 29,800 kilometer territory of the Republic of Armenia, we need to know what is objectively true in those public statements and what is objectively false. For a better understanding, this time I will start from the end so that I know what the reality is. Let's understand how we reached this reality. As the ambassador of the Republic of Western Armenia, I declare that Yerevan, Artsakh, Javakh, Kars, Ardahan, Van, Yerevan, Karin, Tigranakert, Trabzon, Bitlis, Van, Karbert, Mush, and Sasun are Armenian provinces recognized by international law. You can read the first part of the article by Guillermo, Karamanyan, Ambassador of the Republic of Western Armenia to the Republic of Argentina, on the website of Western Armenian TV. Ancient heritage that you won't have to wait too long, amazing results to see. The clear intentions of the new occupiers in relation to these places so often stand out over the millennia. All those who gave life to the earth with their hands and their art and their ideas. These priests, these scholars, these eminent men and their bread carries to the top of the cypress. We are waiting for brighter times to come. The whole poem you can read on the website of Western Armenian TV. A group of human rights defenders and international experts have issued statements stating that the rejection of Eastern Armenian complaints against Baku in international court will cause irreparable damage for Armenia and the Armenian people. In this regard, several points were emphasized. The first, the statements made at the highest level of power are absolutely inadmissible. The second, complaints against Baku have a strategic purpose of ensuring international responsibility for the violations of the rights of the Armenians of Armenia and Artsakh and the Armenian people in general. They are indispensable tools for the protection of our collective and individual rights and international justice. The third, without international justice, it is not possible to achieve a stable and lasting peace, as well as to prevent new aggressions by Baku directly against Armenia and its people in the form of occupation of the sovereign territories of Armenia and other crimes. The fourth, in international courts, those processes are also necessary steps for the investigation of crimes against the people of Artsakh and the protection of collective rights. They are important in terms of the collective return of the Artsakh people, the protection of spiritual and cultural heritage, public and private property in Artsakh, and the guarantee by international protection mechanism for provision of a safe and dignified life thereafter their return there. In response to these statements, we can note that the Republic of Western Armenia has undertaken to protect in international courts the rights of the victim as the result of Baku crimes, including the property and other rights of forcibly displaced Armenians of Artsakh. As a result, people have refrained from submitting individual complaints to international courts. Western Armenia continues its struggle for the sake of Artsakh and for united Armenia. A conference titled Armenia and the AU after the depopulation of Artsakh was held at the Free University of Brussels, which was organized by the efforts of the Nairian Union and the UN community at the Free University of Brussels. The speaker of the conference was Tigran Balayan, extraordinary and plenipotentiary ambassador of Eastern Armenia, permanent representative to AU in Belgium. The ambassador also referred to Armenia's views on the peace process between Eastern Armenia and Baku, bilateral relations with United Union, depending of cooperation and future joint plans. Many of these present students were interested in learning about Eastern Armenia's possible candidacy for European Union membership. In his answers, Tigran Balayan emphasized that Eastern Armenia is ready to approach the EU much as the EU is ready to do so. Perceptions of Turkish and Armenian identity affect Hamshen identity. From the establishment of the artificial Turkey till today, the content of the Turkish identity has always been a subject of discussion because the principled and pragmatic definition have always been mixed from time to time and they have taken each other's place. This should be explained by the fact that they tried to create a national identity based on the ruling element from the impartial remnant society. From time to time, the emphasis have been placed on the Muslims left over from the Ottoman Empire. It can be said that from time to time, after Chanakal and the national and ethnographic war, by uniting all the elements of the society with different ethnic and religious identities, they tried to create the modern Turkish nation, which does not have any nationality. However, we see that dozens of organizations that are older than the republic, the start of the presidential coat of arms, the legislation on foreign Turks, compulsory presence for natives, a teacher of Turkish nationality in schools, a number of such usages show that Turkish identity also has an ethnic reference. Therefore, we can safely say that giving an Islamic tone to the policy regarding the natives of the republic, the phrase "we created a new nation" is pragmatic. As a result of pragmatic expressions combined with the change of place names, pressures on different languages and dialects, and widespread formal education, people with different ethnic identities began to define themselves as Turks due to Islam or as a result of shared faith. We can say that this situation, typical of all ethnic groups living in occupied Western Armenia, had a much greater impact on the Hamshen people. This is the reason for creating perceptions about the Armenian identity. You can say that Christianity is the most important part of Armenian identity for both Armenians and others. In many articles about the Hamshensi, Armenian writers described the Hamshensi who converted or were forced to do so to be sophisticated. Although they speak Armenian, they preserve Armenian traditions. In a similar way, during the identity discussions on the Facebook page of Hatike Hamshen Culture Study and Preservation Society, one can come across many comments such as Armenians have never given up Christianity. Armenians said they are Christians. Hamshens are Muslims, therefore are Turks, etc. From the ethnos point of view, the Turkish identity, which wraps around the non-Turkish Muslim and the individual living on the same land due to faith, as well as the former Armenian identity, which excludes those who are not Christians, had an important impact on the formation of the Hamshen's identity. The genocide committed against the Armenians caused not only 2 million the extermination of Armenians, the forced Islamization of thousands, but also many personal and family tragedies had happened. The instinct of self-preservation and survival has pushed Armenians to incredible steps. One of the many examples is the story of Armenian superstition named Amenaprkich, which managed to survive in the most difficult conditions and in the fact of its existence was not even known for decades. During the genocide against Armenians, the Armenian Varto tribe living in Cizre province, which was numerous and rich, was also exiled. On the way, after being attacked, 5 families of the tribe flee and find refuge in famous Jude Mountain. One of the families was called Mela Varto, House of Varto. The tribe that took shelter on the mountain lived isolated from the outside world for about 25 years, not being aware of what happened in Western Armenia and the world in general. During those years, they did not even know that the artificial Republic of Turkey was formed instead of the collapsed Ottoman Empire. The tribe engaged in animal husbandry and multiple exclusively through internal marriages. Almost 3 decades after the genocide, only the Armenian tribes dared to come down from the mountains and witnessed that their former lands were taken over by Kurds. On March 8, Baku, Inktimal TV channel showed a video shot in the Krkzhani district of the occupied Stepanakert city. The video presents the destroyed St. Krkzhani, the most Saviour church. The video is titled as Demolished Limestone Monument in Gangendi. The video has an obvious propaganda nature. It is intended to serve the main thesis put forward by the Baku propaganda machine that Armenians Armenianized the local Yerevan churches. Of course, this thesis is not new, but we can see from the title that another dangerous saying has appeared. That is, the Armenians allegedly also destroyed the Yerevan monument. This video was also shared on Baku's social network with the caption "Destroyed and destroyed limestone monuments in Gangedi." The ruins presented in the video are located in the Krkzhani district of occupied Stepanakert city in an elevated location. According to the documents of the Monument Protection Zone, the ruined church was named St. Amenaprkich. In the administrative boundaries of the modern Stepanakert city, still in the 19th century, there were Varark, Krkzhan, Pahul, Nerkin, Shen, Solomon Shen, and other Armenian villages, evidences of which was preserved in 19th century sources. There are several fragments of khachkars in the vicinity of monuments which indicate that before the present church there was another early church, on the site of which the present church was built, perhaps in 19th century. Judging by the fragments of khachkars, they belong to the 12th and 14th centuries. There are also fragments of tombstones and complete tombstones with Armenian inscriptions in the area. According to one of the inscriptions, one of the tombstones is a certain Repsime Jevarimen who died in 1817. Thus, we are dealing with St. Krkzhan village with the Church of the Saviour, which was built in the 19th century. The cemetery is spread around the church, and the fragments of khachkars found in the area of the church indicate an early church. This was all for today. Goodbye.